Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Strawberry Hill Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Simmons. And as always, we're here at the Shop Cigar Lounge. Like I say, every episode, come and see us if you haven't. We got live music on the weekends, including my guest here. We'll get to that. And before we get started, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you follow us on platforms. And like when I was talking about music, one of my favorite performers is here with us today, Chloe McFadden. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You just out and about and constantly rehearsing and singing and being busy.
Yeah.
So you sing here, every third Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I should know this. Yes.
Yep.
And then where else do you sing?
I'm at the Phoenix on Thursdays, Ambassador Hotel Fridays, and then about 2 to 3 times a month I'm at Chaz on the Plaza. So I'm just all over the place. So
how long have you been singing for?
Professionally since I was 6, but my dad said I was singing like at 3 years old.
Wait, so we're going to get right into this. Professionally at 6?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What were you doing at 6?
Well, when I was 6, my dad used to like have me sit in with him at different shows, and I was like the youngest of 3 different children in the city that got chose to perform for Parks and Recreation every Friday, and then that was like my first gig when I was 6.
Did you did it affect you or bother you? Just you're 6 years old, it's like, yo, just go up and sing.
I think I had more, I was more confident as a child, and then as I got older, I think I got a little bit more reserved. So that's what my dad says, at least.
So you started at 6.
Yeah.
And then, so your dad, Lonnie McFadden, how long has he been? He's been in the game for a long time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He's been on the road doing this since he was like 16, but he was kind of like me. Like he always tapped and did things with his dad, but yeah, he was on the road at 16.
So his dad was kind of like the original that got into it.
Yes.
And so he followed in his dad's footsteps. And so what made you kind of want to go the route of, let me start singing, let me do this for real?
I think it was when I moved to Houston, Texas a couple years ago, and I did healthcare, and I've done waitressing, and I've just did a lot of different careers, but I just found the most fulfillment in music. And so I was just like, what am I doing? I got to go back to the basics. So after I moved back here a couple years ago, I was like, I have nothing to lose. And I just linked up with my dad, and I was like, let's just get to work and see what we can do. And then
why'd you move down to Houston? So you're born and raised from here, right?
Yeah. I have family in Houston, and I kind of, at the time I was married, so I moved down there with my family, and then we did the family thing. And
how many kids you got?
I have 2 daughters.
2 daughters. Are they singing too?
Yes.
Oh.
I have one that really wants to sing. The other one, I think she is more into nurturing and pets and taking care of people and stuff.
So speaking of taking care of people, you were in healthcare, right, for a while?
Yeah.
You don't still do that, right?
No. I did home health aid for a few years, but I don't do it anymore.
Did you do that in Houston or here?
In Houston.
So how long did you live in Houston for?
I was in Houston for 3 years. Yeah.
Did you do anything other than did you sing or anything down there? Nothing.
No, just straight healthcare, and then I was in school for a little bit too.
Was that the first time in your life that you just didn't sing anything when those years so you're down
After
there?
I became a mom, it changed a lot, and I just was focusing on my kids for since I've been a mom, and then after I moved back here, I kind of was like, let me just try music again.
So what made you move back here though? You just one day just you know what, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, well, if we're being honest, I went through a divorce or a breakup, and so then I was like, you know what, let me just go back home, and I miss my family and everything, so yeah.
So you came back here, did you just immediately get back and just I want to get back in the game, or?
I started at the Peanut, actually. I was waitressing when I first got back.
You were a waitress?
I was a waitress at the Peanut on 64th Street, and I did that for a year, and then, again, I came to a crossroads, and I was just trying to figure out what I want to do. And then that's when my dad opened up Lonnie's Reno Club. And then I would just sit in with him or sell CDs down there. And then I would sing sometimes and just slowly start up singing again. And then
so when did he open Lonnie's Reno Club? Because it's just not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I want to say 3 years. Yeah, about 3 or 4 years maybe. I don't know.
And that's in the Ambassador Hotel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you sing there also too, right?
Yeah, on Fridays. I go downstairs.
So how do you like singing with your pops?
I love it. It's like, that's like home. That's like my most favorite, honestly, singing, because I don't get nervous when I'm with him. Like we feed off each other. It's like comfort kind of.
I bet, because you guys probably been singing for a long time together.
Yeah, for sure.
So is this a family thing? Like, do your sisters, I know Gina used to sing too. What about, because you have, how many sisters do you have?
I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers.
And do any of them also sing or anything?
My brother James actually can tap dance and play the piano really well, but he is really shy. So my dad taught him like all this stuff when he was younger, but he never did it. Gina, she sings, but she's like full-time mommy mode right now. And that's it.
So you're like the
I'm the one that pursued it.
Yeah, well, it's just good. And you said something about tap dance. So I've seen you do it on your videos and stuff.
Yeah.
But so when did you learn that?
Well, my dad kind of taught all of us like this step called the shim sham when we were all kids.
What is it called?
Shim sham shimmy. So it's like, it's a tap dance that all tap dancers know how to do it. It's like, if you want to learn how to tap, you got to know the shim
sham shimmy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he taught all of us that. And then he opened up a tap studio and all of us would just take lessons. And eventually me and my dad, when we practice, he'd be like, we'd go fours with each other and just go back and forth. And then that's kind of how I learned.
How long did it take you to like get it down? Because that seems like tap dance is not an easy thing.
It's not at all.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. I'm still learning though. Like I wouldn't say I'm a professional tap dancer, but I do like to do it. Yeah.
So do you need like when you do tap dance, it's like you definitely need shoes, like the shoes that like you gotta have, but like, is there a certain type of floor that you guys gotta do it on? Like, could you do it on like wood?
Yeah, wooden floors. Okay. Yeah. Most tap dancers will have like a wooden box that they carry around. So when they just want to bust out.
How often do you do it now?
I don't do it as much. My dad, he doesn't force me, but he'll be like, all right, Chloe, come on. Like, he's like, you know what time it is. So he pushes me in a really good way to like keep at it, because it is something I do want to do good, but you got to practice at it. And I'm like, if I'm not at my tip top like best, I won't do it at my shows.
Yeah, it's
hard.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it looks like a lot of cardio and everything, because you're just.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm like thinking like I could do that, but like no way in the world.
You could with practice. No.
So your dad's been a performer for a while. Like, have you always had that kind of like performer gene in like in you? Like so. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna like, you know, like what was your childhood growing up like?
Well, it was like 6 of us in just a big house, but my dad, he was real musical. My Uncle Ronald was musical as well. So we were just always around, going to gigs with my dad. If he was in like plays, always going to see him perform. So it was just kind of like around all the time, just music. And my dad was like, he always tells me the story. He's like, you were the only one out of all the kids that would sneak into the practice room when I'm practicing the trumpet and fall asleep. And I think that was just like, for me, a safe place for me, just music. But I forgot the original question. What did you ask me?
No, like what was your like childhood growing up? Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you learn any other instrument, or did you just say I want to just start singing?
Oh, I've always wanted to learn an instrument, but I never did.
You never did? Why?
I don't know, honestly. I want to. I just busy time. I need to just do it.
So you start singing at 6. Like, what kind of made you start singing? I know, like, you start singing 6, the Parks and Rec stuff, but like, what was your like, I guess, passion back then? Like what? Just like I just want to start singing.
I think when my dad tells me when I used to like sneak into the practice room, me and him eventually, like sometimes when I'd be in there just like listening to him, he'd be like, all right, Chloe, like sing this song, or what do you think about this song? Or he'll start singing to me, and then like he just kind of put the bug in me. And then one day we made a song. It's called Chloe's Blues. Don't Tell Me What to Do Blues. And I was like 5 years old, and that was like the song we made together when I was a kid.
Where is that at?
It's on my dad's CD, actually.
Is it really? We got to find that one. I was
6 years old.
Do you still sing it?
No, I don't. If I'm with my dad, he'll have me sing it sometimes, but no, I don't.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what was like high school? Like, were you still performing and stuff like that in high school?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was in choir, and then I did a lot of musicals as well, but that was all I did. I was kind of like just a music weirdo in high school. I was like not cool at all. I just was all into music.
Weird music kid.
Yeah, literally. Like,
where'd you grow up at? Like, what school?
Shawnee Mission School District, Kansas.
So you're a weird music kid. Then, so once you got to high school, did you know that like I'm going to be a performer, or did you like, let me try something else?
Yeah, after high school, I went to KCKCC, and I was like, let me maybe go to be a teacher. And then I didn't finish, and then I fell in love, and I had babies, and I got into a relationship, and so that kind of like deterred me on a different path for a few years.
Now, how old are your kids now?
They are 8 and 9, about to be 9 and 10. So
they're getting big. Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, I guess before any of, like, you know, you moved to Houston, all that stuff, like, was there any time when you were just like, you like tried out to like some big like audition, like you went to do?
Yeah, I definitely, me and my mom went to Chicago. We tried out for The Voice, American Idol. There's this producer called Kukarel that I stalked on Twitter, and I would just send him all my videos when I was like 19. And he finally like responded to me and flew me and my mom out to LA, and I like met Justin Bieber. And I was just always just
when was this?
trying to, it was when I was 19,
oh,
like,
wow.
right after high school. Yeah.
So how was that?
It was amazing. I was like in his studio, just like singing for him. And then I was sitting down, and then Justin Bieber just like walks in the studio, and I'm like,
oh, Jesus.
Panic attack over here. My mom's like laughing at me. And the producer guy has no idea. Like, I'm freaking out. My mom's like, she's about to have a panic attack. She's like, no big deal.
Did you get to talk to him?
Yeah. He was like, hi, I'm Justin. Like, just
You're
super
like, yeah,
casual.
no
I'm
shit,
like,
I know who you are.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I know who you are. So, yeah.
So, like, did anything come from that though?
He did a competition, a singing competition that me and my sister was in. We didn't win, but it was a cool opportunity.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
I always get when you come and sing in here, everyone always says the same thing. Like, why is she not like Beyonce? Like, because like you sing,
That's really sweet.
like lovely.
Thank
I remember
you.
the first time you came in here and sang, like it was like a surprise to everybody because no one really like knew. Like I knew, I've heard you before, but a lot of my members and people that come in here didn't. And so you came in, you start singing, and it was. I think I know I told you this. It was the quietest I've ever heard
So
on a Saturday night. Everybody was just like,
oh,
like you could hear a pin drop. And most nights it's like that when you start singing, everyone wants to come and just listen and chill because there's not a lot of background talk. 'Cause a lot of people just want to come and listen. Yeah, and then so they're always just like, we need to get her bigger. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but then I won't be able to have her in here. She comes next Beyonce. I don't know if I can afford Chloe anymore.
No, it's so fun. I love coming here. I never know. It's like either they're bored or they're in awe, and I never know. But you're like, no, they're in awe. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, no. Everyone loves it. I got people just coming here just to see you. So
It's a lot of fun.
oh yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So tell me about like the music game. Like you've been in it for a while. You said you flew out, did all this stuff, met people, and did all these auditions. It seems like it's a hard thing to do, like to get into and like become like a bigger name because it's like you see so many musicians and a lot of them just like give up because it's so hard.
It's really, really difficult. Yeah, it's like any job. It's work. If you think you're gonna get into it with the mindset of like it's just fun, because initially it is fun. It's like you're just doing music, you're singing, but like you really have to treat it like it's a job, like putting in the work, putting in the hours every day, just like any other job, clocking in, clocking out. And, you know, you can tell who puts in the work and who doesn't put in the work. And thankfully I have someone to keep me on track. Like I have a mentor. So, you know, he keeps me knowing, like, he keeps me in check, you know.
I gotta ask, who's your mentor?
My dad.
Of course. Well, you just said it like you're like, it's my mentor.
Yeah.
So he keeps you going. So
yeah.
because I like, do you have any thoughts of like I want to like move back or I want to move to LA and I want to sign this 6-figure deal or 7-figure deal or
if the opportunity arose, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to like just be jazz or you want to like do something bigger?
Jazz for sure. I like Adele, the style of Adele too. I like Rihanna. Like, yeah, I'm still like learning my sound too and adjusting it.
That was one of my questions I was going to ask you is just like, who do you try to model after and who are your favorite singers?
Yeah.
So you said Adele, Rihanna. Is that
Rihanna,
who you're trying
for
to
sure.
model after?
Well, I try to do my own thing, but those are two women that I really like their styles a lot and respect, because Adele, she's a writer, and then she's just a vocal powerhouse in general. Like, she could just stand there and sing, and like everyone's sold. And then Rihanna is like beautiful, and she's just amazing, Caribbean. So, yeah.
So what do you like to listen to when you're like not singing?
When I'm not singing, ooh, a little bit of everything, but jazz. I love Billie Holiday, Adele, Rihanna, Kiana Lede. Right now, I've been listening to a lot of her. She's like a newer singer. I can't think of anything on the top of my head. I like The Weeknd too.
Good, yeah.
I love him.
I love it how
Michael
when
Jackson.
when you sing up here, because you sing such a variety of songs, but they all kind of sound like jazzy, bluesy. So like you
Jazzy?
can't tell, like
Oh,
you're like, you know,
that's
you sing like Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, and then you're singing Michael Jackson, and you're singing Etta James. It's like they all sound different, but it's like, you know how all those songs are different,
completely different,
but you
yeah.
can make them sound all very bluesy and jazzy, which I love.
Yeah, it's fun.
So how often do you like practice in that?
How often do I practice in general? I'm always singing, but like I'll hold rehearsals with my bandmates 1 to 2 times a week. I definitely should do a lot more, but depending on how much I'm performing that week will determine that. And then I have my kids, so
yeah, it's pretty full schedule. I bet.
yeah.
Just gigging, practicing, kids.
Yes.
Do you have any free time?
No, not really. No, not really. I have to sleep too, so not much.
And so, speaking of sleep, I know like there is always like, what is it? The foundation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that goes to what?
4
4 in the morning. Yeah. So do you go down there? How often do you go down there?
I don't get to go down there as much, but I used to, maybe a year or 2 when I was like newish in the scene. Yeah, I used to go all the time.
Yeah,
Not as
I
much.
keep hearing about this place. I've never been. It's like,
You
I
have to go.
want to go.
It's really fun.
It's like, yeah. Where's it at? Is it 18th and Vine
yeah,
District?
it's on the Vine District.
Uh-huh.
I forget what street exactly, but it's over there in that area.
So what do you think of like the jazz scene in Kansas City?
I think it's beautiful. Like, we have a lot of history, rich history here that I'm proud of. And I think it's like slept on a lot. So yeah, I think it's great. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite places?
To sing?
Just sing or
to
go.
sing.
You don't have to say this place because we're in here.
Okay. Well, yeah,
But you
of course
can.
I love the shop. Of course I love the shop. I love Chaz on the Plaza a lot. I like singing there. It's like really quaint little corner space. I can just like hide and everyone. It's like very intimate there. The Hey Hey Club is really cool. It's like a little.
You've done the Hey Hey Club?
I have not, but it's on my to-do list for sure. But I think that's a really.
I can get you in. I know a couple of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like it there. The Phoenix is fun.
Yes.
It's completely different than all my other venues. I can really like get out of the box a little bit at the Phoenix and do stuff that I normally don't do. So, yeah.
So how often, I'm glad you said that. How often do you like try like new things when you do sing? Because it's like, you know, you can do it at practice, but you don't really know like how well it would work unless you're doing it in front of people.
Exactly. You got to read the room, which is probably one of my weak points because I am a little bit more reserved. But yeah, you got to be good at just reading the room and just hope that people like it. Yeah.
Have you ever had like a time where it's like you weren't on your A game, or if you had like a heckler or something like, you're just like, why is this happening?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Like, I'm not good at talking, or I feel like I'm not good at talking. So it's just the aspect of just connecting or like reading the room is something that probably is one of my weaker points. So
what do you mean by reading a room? Like just kind of see if like people are like into it, or
not that, but just being like, okay, maybe they want to dance. I'll be like, okay, let's do some Michael Jackson. I just hope that they like it, which I say, I don't think I'm good, but other people might be like, we can't tell that you're nervous or whatever from
Nobody
it.
can
But
tell.
me personally, yeah. So I don't know, just little stuff like that. Hoping people are having a good time. And
so do you have like a set list you have like before you come up and you just stick to it, or you kind of like
no, we never stick to the set list. I'm so sorry to all my bandmates, But no, I definitely give them the set list. But if I see people dancing, then I'll keep it upbeat, you know. But if I feel like there's a lot of couples and it's quiet, then I'll like bring it down and, you know, try to read through them.
Yeah. No, you seem like it's like boom, boom, boom when you're up there. Yeah, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what do you want to do, like, I guess, in your next, like, 5-10 years? Like, what's that look like?
In the next 5-10 years, I'm 31, so that'd be 35. I want to definitely put an album out. I want to do original music. I want to do original music with my dad, for sure. Travel, do more private events, you know, just grow my business and my band and make it as successful as possible.
Have you done an album yet?
No.
What's stopping you?
Yeah, I know, right? I need to just get on it. Yeah, nothing. I just need to get on it. Just make the time.
We need to get you on. Do you have like original songs that you've made?
Yeah. When I was in high school, I used to write all the time, and they're very embarrassing, but they're all on YouTube, and I forgot my password, so I can't delete them. But they're very cringy. But yeah, I used to write all the time.
So is it just under your name? So now I'm going to search them. I'm just going to like put them on and blast you.
Oh my gosh. It's embarrassing.
So have you ever thought about like wanting to open up your own club or anything like your dad?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, that's like a dream. I would love to open up an actual building of like Lonnie's Reno Club, you know, eventually.
Well, it's got to be called like Chloe's.
No,
Jazz
I would
room.
keep it Lonnie's.
Okay.
I would keep it Lonnie's. Okay. Yeah.
So you just kind of want to, there's nothing wrong with the ambassador. You guys you would want like a
if I got like that opportunity or whatever, I would definitely like open a jazz club and make it big. And
so tell me how you would do it though.
I would get a building and then get a stage, like big band vibes, you know, where people dressed up and it's like the Reno Club. Like it's like special events, private anniversaries, and people are dancing, swing dancing. Like it's just fun and like up. Yeah. Like the original Reno Club. Back in the day. Yeah, that would be cool. So what's been some of your favorite places like outside of Kansas City to play? Or like where have you gone? Because you've kind of gone a lot of places. So you were just in Omaha, right? Yeah. So I sing with a wedding band right now. You really? Yeah, I sing with Patrick Lentz, KC Flow. He did my wedding. Oh, he's Patrick incredible. Lentz. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. So I do a lot of work with them, and I'm going out of town to Iowa this Saturday. But yeah, we're kind of all over the place. So what's been like your favorite? My favorite? Me and my dad was in St. Louis and we did Blue Strawberry. I'm forgetting the name, but I think it's called Blue Strawberry, but that was really nice. It was like an actual show. So we were like, gotta put my dress on and my tuxedo. My dad had his tuxedo. It's like. Was that recently? Because you guys did something here too, right? Like it was like a sold out show, I think, here. Was that in St. Louis? I think we did. We probably did. I can't think right now. But yeah. Work your butt off. I know. All the shows are running together. But yeah. So when do you think your dad's going to stop? He's just going to keep going? No, he's going to keep going until he can't anymore. He says that all the time. Was that like you? You're going to keep going till the wheels fall off? Absolutely. Until I can't do it anymore. So you still love it, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm just finding my niche. It's a lot I'm learning right now. What? Yeah, sure. And that's what I was going to ask. Like, what more can you learn? So, I mean, you've been doing this for so long. Like learning an instrument, learning how to blend better, leading a band, being a woman leading a band. Do you find it hard for like being a woman in this industry? Like, it definitely comes with its challenges. I think trying to command respect as a woman is different versus being a man. You know, we're feminine, we're not masculine. So, and it's crazy because it's like the way you sing, you command respect. So it's like I try. Yeah, you definitely have it. Yeah, but I can see that how it can be challenging for a female because it's like even like with me learning the music, like getting books and everything, like getting people booked and stuff, like so many little nuances that like I don't even think of that like I have to follow these rules and contact this person instead of that person. I'm like, oh jeez. Yeah. It's like a lot of little factors that go into the show. It's like we do a 2-hour show, but there's like so many other hours that we're putting in to make it the little show. So we do it because of the show, but it's like so much other work that goes into that people may not see, you know, but it's.
What's the longest you've performed for?
4 hours.
Do you have like a max? You're like, I'm not going to go over this.
4 hours is the most.
That's
I
a
can
long
do.
time.
Yeah. It's a long time for sure.
So how long are your normal shows? Like 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 to 4. I think Chaz is 4 hours and the Phoenix is 4 hours.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have your own set for like 4 hours? Like you're like, this is what we're going to sing. Yeah. And of course you're like, we make.
Yeah, I switch it up all the time, but
do you normally try to play with like the same bandmates or do you kind of switch it up every other time?
I switch it up a lot actually, but.
Does that make it harder on like rehearsal?
Yeah. I think I'm just now getting to the point to where I'm getting some steady guys. But when I first came in, I was kind of like learning different sounds and meeting different people. But yeah, so.
That's good. Yeah. So you still love it, still working your ass off. You rehearse a lot. So what was I going to say? Now I lost it. Go ahead.
So I'm not a history buff with music, but I've always heard that with like jazz and the blues, there's like a spiritual element to it.
Yeah.
Because that's something you can speak on?
Sure. So the history of jazz came from African American slavery, and it was a way for the African Americans to be able to communicate with each other. And so that was like the roots of it. And I think that aspect alone is what keeps me really interested in it and like wanting to push the, not narrative, but teach, I guess, if you will say, so people know, because that's beautiful. You know, it's kind of like the history of African Americans kind of made lemonade out of lemons, you know, so that's beautiful. And I think it's something that we should keep rich. And then it also gives everyone on stage a chance to have their own moment, because with jazz, you really have to, all of you guys have to work together to make the sound. You have to pay attention to each other. So it's not just about the vocalist or just about the bass player. It's like everyone's one sound with jazz, which I really like. It's like a collaboration situation. So, yeah.
So tell me what it's like when you get up on stage. You just kind of mentioned that when you're on stage, like, what's that feeling like when you're like, everyone's here to see me? Like,
it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It is absolutely nerve-wracking. Like, I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom and like, calm down. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
Do you like, but like once you start singing, does it go away? Do you feel like kind of like that zen that hits you?
Yeah, it does go away. Yeah, after like the first song, I think I'm just like, and sometimes if I'm still nervous, I'll just look over everyone's head and then that kind of helps. So.
Is it like that, the whole saying, like you got to picture everybody naked? It makes you feel better.
Yep. Yes.
That's true, huh?
Yes.
So I guess what's the best feeling you get though when you're up there? Like what's like when you like, is it like applause? Is it people just paying attention to you? Is it people being engaged? Like you as a jazz singer, like what's the best thing that you can get from the audience?
Just seeing everyone have a good time. When I look out and I see couples dancing, that's like my favorite thing ever, seeing them dance. Because I feel like, I don't know, my generation doesn't, maybe we do. I don't think we really dance. People are on their phones. So when I see people really just like having a good time and being in the moment, like I love that.
I know people come up here and they dance when
you
start singing. Yeah. No, people love it. So I see a lot of tattoos.
Yes.
So this must be another hobby of yours.
Yes. Well, it's funny because I got all of these in this span of like 6 months when I was 19 years old. So I went through like, yeah. So
you got all those at pretty much at
19 years old. So now that I'm 31, I wish I could go back in time and not have any tattoos, but
oh no.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I think it was just an era that I was just like into it and like, you know, I was young, but
So I see the I Love Lucy.
Yes.
You gotta tell me about that.
That's my mother's name. There's a couple of them I don't actually regret, but yeah, that's one of them. Like, that's my mom. Lucy.
So your mom, you didn't say much about your mom. Does she sing at all or anything?
No, she's really into like beauty and hair and fashion and stuff. So she's the one behind the scenes that bring me my clothes or be like, Chloe, wear this or whatever. She's into that.
So you also mentioned that you said your dad's brother, right? He was always singing with him.
Yeah.
And then he passed away. What?
Yeah.
Last year?
Yeah, last March.
And how did that? I'm surely that affected you. Like, tell me about like that. Like, because I'm sure you were singing with them, right?
Yeah.
Not like at that time. I don't know if you were at that time when it happened, but like tell me the effect of that. Like, what did it take like a hit on your singing or like?
Yeah, it was so weird because he passed like the week before my first performance that I was starting at the Ambassador Hotel. And so it was just super weird. Like the timing of it was super weird. But I mean, he was just he was like that person that was like, when you perform, he's like the goofy one. So he would like help me not be nervous. And yeah, I was just, I don't know. Everything happens for a reason, but.
Yeah. So like, did your dad or anything, did they stop playing for a while when that happened or they just kept it going?
No. Yep. I mean, my dad really treats this like a job. You know, he's like, yeah, this is what I do for a living. So.
And so that
he knows how to turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know how to do that.
Well, you seem like you do a good job of it.
Yeah, trying. I'm learning.
So that was your first performance at the Ambassador. Like, how'd you do that?
I did okay. I think, yeah. I think after his passing, a lot of people came just to support us because of that situation. But in general, I've enjoyed being at the Ambassador a lot. It's been almost 2 years.
2 years. So how long you been in Kansas City? Like when you moved back, you said you moved back in what, 2019, 18?
Yeah, I've been in Kansas City maybe 3 to 4 years. Because I was at the Peanut for about 9 months. So
you were at the Peanut. So were you singing at all when you were at the Peanut?
Just waitressing.
Just waitressing. What made you just say, I'm done with this? Like, I'm done serving this oversized big ass wings.
Chicken wings. I don't know. I just was not happy, you know. And I don't think I was that great of a waitress. I love the Peanut, but yeah, I wasn't a good waitress. So
what made you say, I just want to sing? 'Cause that was I get like that's in your background. That's what you always done. But you had a job. So I'm like, it's probably going okay. But you were probably like what was like the breaking point? You're like, I'm done with this.
I think I was like long term. I didn't see myself being a waitress. So I was like, what am I doing? I'm wasting time. Like, I really had to sit myself down and be like, Chloe, what are you doing with your life? Where do you see yourself? And then singing was the only answer. You know, that's all I ever knew how to do my entire life. So
you just say like, Dad, I'm coming back.
Yeah. And we're going to go all in and we're going to start working pretty much.
Did he put you work like immediately?
Yes. He's like, say less.
Say less.
Say less. Yep.
So tell me about that. Like, so you went back in, you're singing now. Like, were you like immediately on stage right after that?
You mean after I asked my dad?
No. Well, after you got out of the Peanut.
Oh no. It was maybe 6 months. I was just unemployed, honestly, trying to figure it out and transitioning. And then, yeah, I just started going, singing.
So what's been this 2-part question. What's been like the hardest part about being a musician?
The hardest part. Being consistent, I think, because I have so many shows versus if you do like just maybe 3 shows a month, you can really give maybe, I can't say a better performance, but it's not going to be as easy to get burnt out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So just trying to like keep the energy and keep the consistency and longevity of it. Yeah.
And then, so what's been the best part about being a musician?
The best part is everything I'm learning. Like, I'm learning things that I never like realized went into being a performer and, you know, leading a band. And like, that's what I'm enjoying right now. It's just everything I've been learning from it.
So are you like going around town? People are like, Chloe, like, are you that status yet?
Not yet, but I was at the library and someone stopped me and was like, they'll be like, "Are you Lonnie McFadden's daughter?" Like, I'll get that about my dad. But yeah.
So what does, like, I guess if you could go back in time and tell yourself something, like what would you tell yourself? Like, if you can go back and tell that Chloe that moved to Houston and, you know, had 2 kids doing healthcare, what would you tell yourself?
Maybe after I graduated high school, I would have told myself to keep my eye on the prize and to stay focused. And even, you know, because being an entertainer gets, what's the word? I wouldn't say lonely, but because you're just always working, you know, it's hard to like have a social life or whatever. So, you know, that could be a reason someone might want to quit in general and just be like, man, I just want a family and I just want to be at home or live a more simple life versus being in the nightclubs and being an entertainer and being in front all of the time. So I think that might have been something I went through after high school. But if I could go back, I'd be like, this is what I want to do. So it's worth it.
Yeah, like just don't work at the peanut.
Yeah.
Nothing against the peanut. It's like, let's go straight to music.
Yeah.
That's cool. So tell people, I guess, where they can find you, like where they can listen to you. You said Chaz,
yeah,
Phoenix.
The Phoenix.
Here.
And American Reserve on Fridays. Where else am I?
Ambassador. Lonnie's.
Yeah, Lonnie's Radio Club.
Do you want to sing anywhere else? You're trying to get other gigs?
Yeah, I really like Corvino's. I like Corvino's a lot. Hey Club, obviously.
We get you in the Hey.
I like
Club.
Stock Hill. I like all those little jazzy spots.
Do you you lean a lot of restaurants, dude? It's like,
yeah, restaurants.
Are you trying to like get in? So you're like, hey, give me one free meal because it's
that too. The perks of them too. Doesn't hurt.
Well, cool.
Yeah, Eddie V's is cool too.
Yeah,
I like Eddie V's.
Eddie V's, Korean, all the good restaurants around here. Well, cool. Esau, you got anything? Cool. Oh, after. Of course, he's got questions for after. So, all right, tell people social media and stuff where to find you and everything.
Social media, you can find me on Instagram at Chloe.McFadden and Facebook, Chloe McFadden.
And then, of course, gotta see her when she performs, especially here, every third Saturday.
Yes.
8 to 10. Yes. Always a good time. I think next time I might do the candlelight thing. It's fun. Always cool. Yeah. Well, Chloe, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Mm-hmm. Thank you for telling us your story.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I said, if you have not seen Chloe, she is wonderful, beautiful, sounds amazing. You got to see her. Sounds like she's everywhere around town. So like there's no excuse if you haven't seen her. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everybody.